Breaking news! The Baltimore Ravens are unstoppable, and in the last few hours we have had another signing. I confess that this was expected. Yes, my friends, we have some news to share with you. We also need to talk about Rashod Bateman, and also about the upcoming matchup against the Bucs. Before continuing, make sure you have already pressed the like button if you are a passionate Baltimore Ravens fan, and believe that we will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Monday's game. If possible, comment like this: I believe. Let's go Ravens. So let's get to the point. Rashod Bateman is finally showing the potential that we all expected. After a rough start to the season and concerns about his chemistry with Lamar Jackson, things are starting to change for the young wide receiver. Going into the offseason, there were doubts about whether Bateman would stay with the Ravens, especially after missing some time in South Florida when Lamar was training with the other wide receivers. That absence raised eyebrows, especially with Lamar hinting that he expected Bateman to be there. The disconnect between Bateman and Lamar was something we all noticed last year. There were several plays where they just weren't on the same page. Bateman going one way, Lamar expecting him to go the other. It felt like a huge disconnect, and heading into this season, many fans, including myself, were concerned. The Ravens didn't make any major changes at wide receiver, and we were left wondering if Bateman could step up. But now, 6 games into the season, we're seeing a different side of Bateman. He's been getting more involved in the offense, and the chemistry with Lamar is finally starting to click. Just look at the numbers. In his rookie season, Bateman had 46 catches for 515 yards. This year, after only 6 games, he's already on track to surpass his previous season's stats. Bateman has 17 catches for 273 yards and 2 touchdowns. And if he keeps this up, he'll surpass last year's numbers in no time. In the recent game against the Commanders, Bateman caught every pass thrown his way. 4 targets, 4 catches. That's the kind of consistency we've been hoping for, and it's a great sign of his growing connection with Lamar. It's clear that Bateman is getting more comfortable in the offense, and as a receiver in a run-heavy system like the Ravens, staying ready for those opportunities is crucial. He's proving that he can be a reliable target when called upon, which is something that was missing in the past. And let's not forget the impact of Lamar Jackson in all this. He's evolving as a quarterback, and he's starting to trust Bateman more with every game. In the offseason, a lot of people, including myself, were talking about Zay Flowers and wondering if Bateman would get left behind. But now, it looks like both receivers are carving out their roles in this offense, with Flowers shining and Bateman coming into his own. The Ravens' offense as a whole is evolving, and that's a great thing for Bateman. John Harbaugh and Lamar have both talked about how this team is all about pick your poison. Some games it's going to be the run game, other times it's going to be the passing attack. Bateman is a key part of that passing attack now, and he's showing that he can be trusted when his number is called. What's exciting is that Bateman isn't just filling in the gaps, he's growing into a bigger role. The offense is giving him more opportunities, and he's capitalizing on them. The numbers might not be eye-popping just yet, but if he keeps progressing at this rate, there's no doubt Bateman will have a breakout year. His progress is going to be huge for the Ravens as they push toward the playoffs. So now, we want to hear from you, Ravens flock. What do you think about Bateman's growth so far? Do you think he can maintain this momentum and become a key player for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense? Let us know in the comments. The Baltimore Ravens have just made a big move that's sure to get fans talking. 3 weeks after signing veteran pass rusher Yannick Ngakoue to the practice squad, the team has officially promoted him to the active roster, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. This decision comes after Ngakoue was elevated for the last 2 games and made an immediate impact, giving the Ravens a much-needed boost in their pass-rushing department. Since joining the Ravens, Ngakoue has played in 2 games, and in just 16 pass-rushing snaps. He's already making a name for himself. According to Pro Football Focus, PFF, Ngakoue has racked up 1 sack, 1 quarterback hit, and 2 pressures. Even more impressive is his PFF grade, which ranks him as the 6th best pass rusher over the past 2 games with an impressive 80.3. Not too shabby for a guy who's only just gotten started in his 2nd stint with the team. Ngakoue's promotion to the 53-man roster wasn't a simple move, though. The Ravens were already maxed out at 53 players after activating rookie running back Rashod Bateman from the injured reserve list just last Saturday. To make room for Ngakoue on the active roster, A corresponding roster move will have to be made, which will be announced on Tuesday. This could involve either releasing or waiving a player or placing someone on injured reserve. Now, with the Ravens dealing with a few injuries, there are a couple of players who could be candidates to make that roster spot available. Linebacker Malik Harrison and defensive lineman Broderick Washington have both been battling injuries, but neither seems to be facing a season-ending situation. If one of them lands on injured reserve, that would create the necessary room for Ngakoue.
So, what does this all mean for the Ravens? Well, for starters, they're clearly going all in on their pass rush. And why wouldn't they? With the AFC North heating up, especially with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cleveland Browns having strong defenses, having a guy like Ngakoue could be a difference maker. The Ravens have shown they aren't afraid to make bold moves to strengthen their defense, and Ngakoue's performance in limited action shows they believe he can be a key piece moving forward. But let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Ravens have had their fair share of ups and downs with injuries, especially on defense. Having someone like Ngakoue, who has experience and knows how to get after the quarterback, could help take some pressure off their young players. And with matchups against teams like the Bengals and Chiefs looming, the timing couldn't be better. Ngakoue's ability to disrupt the pocket could be exactly what the Ravens need to swing some of these close games in their favor. Of course, this decision raises some questions too. Who will be the odd man out on the roster? And can Ngakoue keep up his high level of play in a more extended role? There's also the matter of whether this move signals that the Ravens are looking to make more roster adjustments as the season progresses. One thing's for sure, Ngakoue is going to have plenty of chances to prove himself, and if his first few games are any indication, Ravens fans have every reason to be excited. Now, we want to hear from you, Ravens flock. What do you think about Yannick Ngakoue's promotion to the active roster? Do you think he'll continue to be a key factor in the Ravens' pass rush, or are you worried about who the Ravens might have to cut to make room for him? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Ravens news. Next Monday, October 21st, the Baltimore Ravens will face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a highly anticipated Monday Night Football matchup at Raymond James Stadium. Both teams come into the game with a 4-2 record, but with very different styles of play. The Buccaneers are coming off a huge 51-27 win against the New Orleans Saints, setting a franchise record of 594 yards of total offense, including 277 rushing yards. This offensive firepower will be tested by a Ravens defense that has been dominant against the run, allowing only 354 rushing yards through 6 games, an impressive feat. Tampa Bay will need to maintain their ground game momentum if they want to compete with Baltimore's physical defense. This clash between Tampa Bay's explosive offense and Baltimore's powerful ground game promises to be an exciting showdown. Will the Buccaneers' momentum carry them through, or will the Ravens continue their 4-game winning streak? Let us know how you see this matchup playing out.